Okay, by the time I finally get the camera started, well, it'll probably get up here. I just wanted to catch some of this view because let's see if I can. It's just fascinating. It's so magnificent here. It is. It's just completely magnificent. And I hate that word. It reminds me of the name of a man that has shown up in past lives that, Walter Bosley has talked about him and encountered him as well. So that kind of helps me know that I'm not totally out of it. But, so anyways, total rabbit trail. I am on a very fun road. I like this road. This is the Farm to Market Road from Old Reserve Drive onto Highway 93 north. So I'm headed north from Kalispell, and this is the back way. And it's, I'm going really fast. I'm in a hurry, but it is one of the iconic, if I can say that, the word of the day, iconic pathways of backwoods Montana. Yeah, big time backwoods Montana. And I'm about to go over the bridge. Bridge for Stillwater Lakes. This is where we cross. And the location I was at is just to the right of me, a little bit. No, to the left. Because, yeah, we're just about in the middle of it. It's close by here. It's just a few miles away. And I'm about to make the connection to Highway 93. Now, I did some backup on, well, not really backup, I guess. I did some, let me back up. I did some video editing, not really editing, but just smashing some stuff together of clips from the night I'm talking about that I went out there. This is a really hard entrance, but it's okay. The most dangerous highway in the United States. Welcome to Highway 93 North. Now, I'm going to, the reason I want to film this is I hope it put me out in the spot that, well, it's the area. This is the area where that location is, general area. Now, I'm headed all the way up to the border again today. And the other day when I did this, I went all the way to the border and then back again, all in the same day. That's a big ride. And we're running at, yeah, okay, so we're in the area. This is there, if you saw the sign. Yeah, I'm saying too much, but it's because I'm following my path right now. I can feel quite a bit whenever I come through here. So this area is going to be where a lot of my investigations for the next couple of months will be centered and focused on, besides up at the border. There's a telluric crossing line, a really big one. Well, several, but the one I'm talking about is at the border just about, and I've got permission to come in and do an overnight investigation at a bar near the border right next to this crossing line. So the bar has been experiencing some strange phenomenon, I have some recorded evidence that one of the employees sent me that of a light acting strangely. Okay, spirit can touch lights, so that's one of my, okay, there's something maybe there. I'm an investigator and I'm a journalist, so I put very little, I bias and weigh a lot, and at the very bottom I'm a Libra, and so I balance out everything. I want to hear the negatives as much as the positives, and I love the positives, but at the same time, like, if it just doesn't work out and that's just faulty electrical shit, then that's what it is. So I'm not gonna like be all, oh my god, it's a ghost just because their lights are flashing. Okay, could be. It's the right kind of light bulb. So over here to my left, interruption here, to my left is where a house is that I'm also going to be investigating. So we're going right past, no, wait. Okay, sorry. Well, yes and no. Yes, there is a house in there that I'm going to investigate, but it's not the one that I'm talking about in my head. It's further up the road here, so, okay. Sorry, excuse me, saying again, and coffee. There are, so there's also been some reports at this bar and it's a restaurant as well. It wasn't built that long ago, so, but the land itself could have some stuff on it, being that it's like right at the telluric current lines and things like that. So I am kind of investigating that. Sorry for the wiggle shake. It's just the way this truck is and how it goes. But the bar, I don't know. I'm getting some trickles of what different people have experienced little by little. And there's so many places around here that are haunted. Essentially, they've got some kind of spirit movement going on inside the place. So there's also another bar that's in the town that you come by right before you cross the border. Now, I always, if you ever drive this road, slow down to 60 miles an hour at that bridge, please. Just do it. I don't care how much of a hurry you are. It's really important. So, yeah, I've got a guy on my ass pissed off because I just turned down to 60 to go through that. But they don't understand because they're probably, I don't want to talk about it, not from here, and going too fast. So I'm going to drive them nuts by going the speed limit. Imagine fucking that. And they'll be driving past me in a few minutes, I'm sure. Even though there's people walking on the fucking road. What are you doing? Oh my god. So the only reason this guy hasn't passed me is because he hasn't had a chance. Now, here is Olney. Olney is going to be a big part of the investigations. It's kind of the marker for me of where this inner circle of spot radius that's super high in activity. What I mean activity, there's just lots of years of weird shit, really weird stuff going on between Olney and Stryker. Stuff that we've dug up from the 1920s, 1910, of people having experiences with creatures and cryptids and things of this nature, not just spirits and ghosts. So that's one of the major reasons, and of course it is in this rather large radius where the petroglyphs that relate very clearly to me, it's fucking obvious, to the Dogmen is what they're really called. It's a Dogmen tribes, and these, I believe, I'm not going to go too much into it right now, but are have an ability to call forth from other dimensions certain entities and creatures. These are very hard to find people. I believe they're a race, not just a specific race of a race, if that makes sense, of a kind, but they are very few and very far between, but recorded and stamped massively in history because of what they can do. So if you can see, I don't know the camera is able to focus how well because I don't have a stapler on here, but if you can see off to the right and a bit to the left, but off to the right are stones that get rather large. These stones, and the reason for all of these bridges, is the uniqueness of the Stillwater Loop. It's called Bar Loop, which is a sandbar that travels this whole region, honestly. And the waters come from the top of the mountains and filter through the sand down here. So down at the bottom, it's really important. It stays clean. The center has tons of native history. We're driving past Dogcreek Lodge right now, and all of the, not all, but a lot of the rivers and byways and these little streams and stuff have the name Dog or Dogcreek in it. The only one that doesn't is Stillwater, but Stillwater is like how the natives called this place. It was the place where the water goes still, and in the still, S-T-I-L-L, in the still, we have a lot of deaths. A lot of deaths. This part of the railroad, this part of the whole thing, that's why this area is right here. For a long, long time, it has been the rescue station. And now you can rent rescue station equipment out of there. So, if you want to be stupid and go in the dead of winter up to Sun Peak and play around in Tarryall, they will afford you the equipment to do that with. And guides and all kinds of stuff. See, I told you, they are not going to be able to go anywhere near the speed limit. We've got to go faster. And they are not from here, they're from Florida. Jerk. Yeah, I totally flipped them off. They need to go home. Like, you can't drive like you're in Florida. Here. Like, especially right here. Okay, so in Montana, the highways, they have these fun little crosses everywhere, and they're not very fun. They're very sad. And what they mark is the death of people being dangerous or not so dangerous, and somebody else being dangerous and crashing into them. So this part of the highway is filled with those little crosses, and there's a damn good reason why we take it slow, because these rocks, it's 70 miles an hour down this road. It's not fucking slow. Like, so these idiots can't seem to get through their heads that 70 miles an hour is not slow. The freaking speed limit's 65, okay? So, anyways, I think they jumped it up to 70 now. But the truck speed limit is still 65. And I consider myself a truck. And hey, I hit 75, I hit 80 on this road sometimes. Like, you just go with the flow. Alright. Now, in the dead of winter, this area is the most dangerous to go through. It's a wind tunnel. Blizzards, deep snow. Don't try to live here unless you seriously know how to rugged live the mountains. Don't try to live in this spot. It's really not meant to be lived in, and I think that's one of the reasons why it's so damn haunted, and why Stryker and Olney experience so much paranormal. But I suppose if that's what you're hunting for and that's what you want to do, there are some properties for sale. There's one in particular for sale that I'm going to be contacting the realtor about and finding out if I can do an investigation in the barn, not the house itself, in the barn behind it. So there you go. And that house, I knew some people who lived in that house, and they actually had 12 kids between the two of them in a blended marriage, and they had all kinds of stories to tell about what was going on in that barn and around the house. They didn't live there more than 3 years. Nobody lives in there more than 3 years. It's just not a safe place. It's not. There's something very dark, very evil in that place, bound to that house. I don't know if it's evil. It's just dark. It's really dark. And I think it has to do with murders and suicides. And so that's probably why I call it evil. Because there's been several murders and several suicides in the area too. So this is Logging Creek roads. They're everywhere. That's probably one of the only ways you can really get lost is like jumping off on one of these roads and then turning and turning and turning too much, and you could get lost. But for the most part, if you want to get off into the higher mountains, you go right. If you want to go to the lake, you go left. But you don't get too far off the main road, because they can take you into some deep places. Fun if you're prepared for it, but if you're not, then you can quickly and easily through any of this land get wrapped into a vortex and gone. It happens all the time. Missing persons in this forest is very common. So a lot of people get shocked because I say when I'm going live, here's some of the big rocks. They're really important to, I think, the buildings. They're part of buildings. What's left of them anyways. I've seen enough pyramids in my life to know what they look like. And archaeology agrees with me. So there you go. There's some more. There's some petroglyphs on that one. So the left, here off to the left, is some very rough ground. Most people just drive through this spiral and get through it as fast as they can because it's dangerous. And you're like halfway through the trip. You're either going there or going there. You're trying to get through. Here, there's more crossroads too. So as you can see, the crosses increase. Definitely. And we'll have even more. There's a really sad story about a family who died on this road right around up here. And they had 3 small children in the car with them. So, that one took a lot of lives. It's really sad. Alright, we are in Lincoln County. And around the bend here, there's, well, a bit a ways around the bend. Coming around the mountain is Stryker. When we get to Stryker is where the house is that I want to investigate the barn that I'm talking about. Just past Stryker, in fact, you can turn it. I did it when I went into the investigation because I thought I could, and I wanted to check and make sure. And that road's a bit easier to come in than if you take the shortcut road, which is one of these little dirt roads to jump in there. And I did not want to do that, so I came in through Stryker and just hit the main road. Okay. Now, I'm being very ambiguous because I don't want people going to this location. Seriously, it's not. See, there's the mail. I'm really sad. And there's the house right there. So it's well, I said so in the video. It's a sacred place, and it's just not. It's not safe. It's not safe right now. And so you could go back there if you want and turn right there. She said it's right over here, and end up in all kinds of different places. So don't do it. Just don't do it, because you need to know exactly where you're going and how to get there on that side. Otherwise, you'll end up in Trigo or somewhere lost and out of gas. Because there's not another gas station for another 50 miles from here. So there you go. You can turn around and go back 50 miles and find a gas station, but it's pretty much like 50 miles on the way, kind of sort of. 50 miles or 30 miles, I think. Well, that was like 20 miles. But who wants to do that? Like, not fun. Anyways, all right, I'm almost done recording here. I just wanted to talk about really quickly what the area and how I'm gonna get there. Basically, it's because I have to make this run all the time, anyways, several times a week. It's a beautiful drive. I love it. It's worth it. And I know this road really well now. Really good. Like, good enough to tour guide. So that's why Montana is my #1 location, because I can depend on myself to do tours and be the tour guide here. For the idea, we're going past Dickey Lake